Hey guys, welcome back to another video here. We haven't made one in a little while, so today we're going to be working on a GPA calculator in celebration of the first quarter of high school being over for anybody else. With that, I think everybody's probably wants to know what their GPAs are like me. This calculator will also function for HPAs, so that's pretty cool. And it's just a generally fun project, and I think it's worth doing. So to start, we're going to be using a CSV file, which for mine will look like this. You can use it, I have this through Excel because it's easier to read, but you can also write it through VS Code if that's what you're using. So yeah, we're going to use a CSV file for our data storage. None of this is really necessary aside from knowing the grade and whether it's AP or not, but I think it's worth doing just because it makes it look nicer and it's easier to put them in as time goes on. So let's get to it. To start, what we're going to need to do is write our script really, but in that we need to import our CSV library. For anybody who's used this library before, you'll know exactly what it does, and even if you haven't, it's pretty self-explanatory. It allows you to do stuff with CSV files. So what we need to do is we need to create our two arrays, one for the GPAs, and since we're also going to do HPAs, one for the HPAs. This is a really easy script to write, so anybody writing this, it should be pretty useful for you guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to open our CSV file, which is as simple as writing with open grades.csv, because that's what I called my CSV file, as you can see on the left here, and we're calling it CSV file because that's what it is. You can call it whatever, but in the future we use different variables for things. So I like CSV file because it's pretty basic and we don't need it for too long. We need to create a reader. CSV file. We're going to feed it the delimiter here equals, and we're using commas in this script. I like commas, so that's what we're using. I would recommend commas. And our quote chart is going to be equal to just that. So now that we've done that, we're going to move on to looping through each row in our, each row in our file. And then we're going to go through, and also if this is not the most efficient way to do it, feel free to tell me in the comments. I made this like a week ago, and with school and everything, it wasn't something I had a mass amount of time to create. For row, okay. So for row and reader, we're going to go through every single row in the file, then we're going to get each of the pieces within the row. So for example, this would be class name, grade, AP, physics 191T, and so on and so forth. It's going to go through like that instead of just going through the rows. So we'll go back to this. Now what we need to do is say if the index is 1, aka index 1 would be the grade. So if we go back to our CSV file, it's useful. We can go index 1, so that'd be these purple or pink values, however you see it. So grade 9189, so that's the number, the part that we may care about the most. So we're just going to go through these. We don't care about index 0s because these are all just class names, and we will go into index 2s later, but for now we need to just worry about index 1s. What we're going to do is we're going to try, because the reasoning for that is because I have this grade at the top here. You don't have to. I like it. It's just personal preference. It doesn't cause too much work. What we're just going to do here is we're going to say grade equals int content, and if it doesn't work, it'll give us an error because they'd be trying to convert the word grade into a number. Then we continue. Therefore, just go to the next loop of the for loop. Ignore the rest of this code. So assuming that everything works as it should, so that would mean that we are on line 2. So not line 1 will pretty much just be ignored that way. If we go to line 2, we're seeing 91. So what we have to do is convert this to a number. So actually, but first what we want to do is check for APs. You don't have to do AP classes and whatnot in yours if you're not taking any. You can do honors classes if you like it like that, or if you're just not taking any of the above, then you don't need to worry about that. I think I ran it by accident. But for me, I'm taking AP classes and honors classes, so I'm going to use my values, but you guys can look up, or I can tell you the values for non-AP classes. So if our grade is greater than or equal to a 90, therefore a 90 plus, okay, an A, we can do GPAs dot append 4, because that would be a 4.0 on your GPA. And if it's an AP class, because we said that row 2 is equal to T, therefore AP, because I used a true or false. I probably should have just, it's fine. True or false on that, so then we append 6, because AP classes are worth a 6.0. Then we continue these, so what we'll do here is just to make this quick, we'll copy and paste it. If grade is greater than an 80, and grade is less than 90, then we append a 3 and a 4.5. And if it's greater than or equal to 70, and its grade is greater than less than or equal to an 80, then we append a 2 and a 3, I think. Yep. And then going down, I'm only going to do up to 70 and 60 here. So D, I'm not going to do F on this calculator. You can do that yourself. I'm sure you know how to do it based on all these other statements, but I'm not going to because it doesn't, you know what, why not? It's pretty simple. You just do, oh, whoops. Let's do this real quick. If it's greater than or equal to a 60, and I think you can just write is less than or equal to, and is less than or equal to a 70. But I'm just doing it like this because it's easier to read. And then this shall be LFs. 1 second, sorry. This is the easiest. This actually works better if you make them all LFs. That way, I mean, it's impossible for any two conditions to be true, but it's easier to read, at least for me. You don't have to, it's not necessary, but I like it, so whatever. If the grade is going to be greater than or equal, well, I guess just less than or equal to 60, therefore an F, not 60, less than 60, then GPAs dot append 0, HPAs dot append 0. So luckily that part is pretty easy, and the good thing about this script here is it's super simple to actually do. So what we do is we just copy and paste this part. You may have to fix some indentation, so go ahead and do that. I think I just have to move this back and all of these up. Nice and easy. If you're on VS Code, you can just highlight something and press tab to move it forwards and shift tab to move it back a tab. So it's nice and easy. Now we go down here and we set this to if it's false, therefore if it's not an AP class. For me, my only classes that aren't AP are honors, so I'm going to stick to the honors grading scale for these. But for anybody else who is taking normal classes, it would just be this for both GPAs and HPAs. So we're going to do GPAs out of pen 4. Luckily, all the GPAs will stay the same. The only difference is this is 4.5. This is 3.375. This would become 2.250. I do like the extra 0 just because it fits the top one, though it's not necessary. And the last one is 1.125. And then this remains the same, obviously. So now that we've done all of that, we've hit the easy part, just, compiling all of our values. So we take GPA, we create a GPA average variable called GPA average. Essentially just meaning the average of all the GPAs is equal to sum of GPAs divided by the length of GPAs. So, just a basic average, you add everything together and divide it by the quantity. So we'll do the HPA, which is just the average of our HPAs, naturally, is equal to sum of HPAs over length of HPAs, or however many we have. And lastly, we're going to print it out as GPA equals, and then we'll append to it. You know what? Let's use an R string here. Or, sorry, F string. We use an F string, and we'll do GPA equals GPA. I don't remember if we have to convert to a string or if it implicitly does that, so I'll just do that. And then we'll do just a \n here, and we'll do HPA equals the string of HPA. So, assuming everything worked correctly, and I run this, it should. Oh, is this file named poorly? That's fine. We can just remove any underscores whatsoever. Not beautiful, but works. Does not work. Invalid syntax. Oh. I'm losing it. This is the Python terminal, not a normal terminal. What we need is one of these. So we can probably fix the name, actually. Why is this in Python terminal? Why doesn't this make a... Why can't this just run Python file? Is this a... So one thing I noticed really quickly here while going through is this. I accidentally put a space here. Though I doubt that's the problem, just because these terminals are being weird, but we can give it a try. Okay, this is better. Grade is not defined. Did I forget to define grade? Oh, well, grade equals in context. One second, I will be right back once again. For those who are observant, you probably noticed it, but it was that all of this needs to be indented. Now, when I run this, yep, there we go, and there's my GPA and HPA printed out by this script. Hopefully you guys don't have any problem fixing that. The solution, though, just ended up being this was unindented by 1, and I had space on the F here, but it's all cool now. It seems to be working fine. Nice and simple script. Yeah, it's pretty cool. For anybody who this helped, make sure to leave the thing in the comments. And yeah, I might link this to a GitHub in the comment and repository if you guys want the code, or I'll publish it somewhere for you guys. Yeah, if you want the code, you can just write that in the comments, and I will put this on GitHub, but we'll see. Thank you guys all for watching, and have a nice day.